Hey there, Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon, Capricorn Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Directive. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with the energy of the moon to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. Today we're going to cover March 16th through the 22nd. Lots of things happening. But before I get to what I saw when I tapped into your energy, I want to thank so many of you for connecting with me. It really helps me when I'm trying to tap in to get a vision. So you connect by like hitting the like button, or more importantly, if you will leave me an emoji or leave me a comment, then I have your names and I can write them down. So I put them on my list when at the top of the page where I write my notes while I'm tapping into your energy of what I see. And so it really helps me to connect, and I think that it gives you a better opportunity to get a message that is more resonant for you. I am recording this as we are in the middle of all of the stuff that's going on with the coronavirus here in the United States. And I would like to try to keep this as kind of an oasis of normalcy. So I'm not really going to talk too much about it, I don't think. Sometimes that's shown up a little more than others. But I am going to pull some cards at the end from the Archangel Raphael deck specifically for that. So, what do we have going on for you this week? What I saw was water dripping. Oh, and it's really been interesting all week. Most of the visions were up close and then they panned back. And so I think it's about we're seeing things up close and how they're affecting us, and we need to kind of step back and get a wider, bigger perspective is kind of how it felt, because it happened in at least 75 to 80% of the video, of the images I saw. So yours was this drip, drip, drip of a water onto a boulder. And then as it panned out, I realized it was a waterfall. And it definitely felt like the flow of the divine spirit, of divine love. You felt like the boulder, big and strong, being showered with blessings, maybe being overwhelmed by emotions, depending on your situation. But it felt like healing and blessings being flown over you. And then as it pulled back even further, I realized just how far down the waterfall went, and that the persistent, consistent action of the water on the ground was digging out a gorge, which was creating a river, where the river was flowing along and moving things along to a new arena. And so I feel like that's something to keep in mind too, being persistent, being consistent. But I mostly felt like this was a real opportunity this week to do some major healing for yourself, either physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, depending on what your situation is. Be sure to ask for guidance and help. Spirit team is there, but they can't help you if you don't ask. So ask for this flow of blessings and healing to shower over you. When you're in the shower, you might want to visualize yourself under a waterfall of blessings and healing energy from spirit, and kind of focusing on that. So that was kind of what I caught out of all that. Lots happening this week with the planets. On Monday, Mercury moves into Pisces. Communication becomes a little muddled again. It's still in the shadow period, so there's still that muddled energy. We have the moon moving into Capricorn, so you may feel that. You may feel the emotional energy of that, which would be that flow of healing and abundance and blessings coming to you. On Tuesday, that moon comes into a trine with Venus over there in Taurus, which is, again, that very supportive energy. So that's around finances, that's around love. This is in the house of you, and so it could really be touching on any aspect of your life of what's going on. But finances feel like it's a thing right now with all the things that are going on. I want to encourage you, if you need help, to reach out to your institutions that you owe money to. A lot of them are being very helpful right now. There's a lot of government support, and there's a lot of community support. So if you need help, asking for it becomes important. At the same time that that's happening, that energy, the moon is also in in a sextile, which is very supportive energy of Neptune and Pisces, which is Pisces is ruled by the moon. No, it's not. I lied. It's ruled by Neptune. So there's, but it's a water sign, and it's so it's very opportunity to expand on your dreams a little, to think about your dreams and how you could take your dreams and make them a financial reality for yourself. And so that becomes important, focusing on what your principles are, what your values are in order to create and build what you want. So that is where you pull into the wisdom and the gratitude of your life, really counting your blessings. And again, we have coming together. So this could be love. Absolutely, it could be love, but it feels more like community support, being there for one another, reaching out and being supportive. It's in your first house of you, though. So what is important to you? What is that dream? What is that goal? It feels like community. For some of you, it might be something, a smaller community, but I feel like this is an opportunity. I feel like there's a gift and an opportunity for many people in this crisis to connect with our family in a different way, spend some actual quality family time together, cleaning out garages, doing some deep cleaning, making space, doing crafts together, preparing the yard for spring, whatever. But there's this energy of community and coming together as a community to build something that's very supported. So then on Wednesday evening at 9:16 p.m., the moon is going to move into Aquarius. The moon is not ever really happy in Aquarius, but it is an opportunity for real clear-headed thinking, like out of the murkiness and the waters and the shadows into the boundless universe, right? Real clear-headed thinking. It's an opportunity to step back and remove yourself emotionally from a situation and listen to what people are saying with a really open mind and look for opportunities and new ideas to come to you. It is in your second house of value, what you value: self-esteem, self-value, self-worth, finances, material. So stepping back emotionally from issues around that and allowing yourself to see a bigger picture, right? It's like the camera panning back here, and you have the light. You have the light. This is about what can you do to push through the resistance and surrender to the divine, and you have the light. My light radiates through my life and the world around me. This is knowing that the blessings and the healing is flowing to you, and you are a beacon of light, not only for yourself but for others, through your attitude, your I've got this attitude that is really going to be important this week. On Thursday, the sun is going to move into Aries, and it's also the equinox. So we are finally moving into the part where we get more daylight than nighttime if you're in the northern hemisphere. If you're in the southern hemisphere, sorry about that. I dread that autumnal equinox. This is, so depending on what side of the world you're on, right? Which half of the world you're in. So that's what's happening that day. But then on Friday, we have Aries, the planet of action that rules Aries, is now in conjunction with Jupiter, that expansive energy. So action and expansion energy that we have going on over there in Capricorn, in the sign of you. And that is part of this. We're still with that moon in Aquarius. So this is still about that light, you being the light. And this enthusiasm to take some action, to expand things, to burn a little brighter, to shine out a little more. So be willing to step into the power of who you are and into your own light and allow yourself to be a leader. And so then we move, the moon is going to move into Pisces on Saturday. And at the same time, Saturn, which rules your sign, is moving out of Capricorn into that second house of finance, self-worth, self-esteem, right? And but it's expansive energy there in Aquarius. It's the ancient ruler of Aquarius. It's about boundless. There's no boundaries. Like all the constrictions and the restrictions that you had, now they're expanding and there's more opportunity. So I was thinking about this light just now. And so it's kind of like when you shine your light, like the light of a star, right? The light happens, and how long does it take before we see the light? It just keeps going. The light is expansive, and it's forever, and there's no end to it. And so this is who you're being encouraged to be right now, that light that shines out into the darkness and goes on forever and expands and expands and expands. And so while all this is going on this week, you might need to carve out a little space for yourself to relax, to get away, because we also, as Saturn is escaping the confines, you might feel the need to kind of escape the situation. And with so much family time going on, just plan ahead and create, a scheduled downtime for yourself, because I think you're going to need it. Go hang out in a saltwater bath or something like that. With your planet changing signs, you might want to release some of that energy that way. Oh, this is a week about focusing on relationships. So this coming together here, Spirit was like, no, we are talking about relationships. So there you go. It's a sincere relationship. So this weekend, when Saturn is escaping and you kind of want to get away from things, there's also the supportive energy that comes in from Mars now coming into conjunction with Pluto in your sign of action and transformation and sincere relationships. So what do you need to release to find peace in a relationship that you currently have? What do you need to release that you're hanging on to from a past relationship that is blocking you from this opportunity to bring this peace and this great relationship into your life? This is an interesting week, Capricorn. The flow of abundance, blessings, healing, spiritual guidance, that waterfall, right? So if you are looking for a relationship and you're like, there's nothing happening, I don't know what you're talking about, think about what you can release to allow this energy to heal you so that you can go out there and find that good, healthy relationship that is that real coming together. So the wheel's kind of turning now. It's not going to stay, Saturn's not going to stay in Aquarius for very long, just a few months, and it dips back into Capricorn. But then on December 21st, on a solstice, the winter solstice, at 0 degrees, it comes into conjunction with Jupiter. So really, we're kind of all year building up to that. So now is the time to focus on how you can lay those foundations. So what do you need to release so you can lay those foundations, so that next year might be the year where you really expand into a relationship. But this is a taste of what are you dreaming about? What do you want? With that moon in Pisces, it's a good time to think about it. It's also about communicating. So maybe you need to communicate in a current situation in a very sincere way. Relationship is between two, so it could be with a family member. It doesn't necessarily mean that intimate partnership, because none of this really says intimate partnership to me, but it could be for some. All right, I will be back on Thursday to do the monthly for Aries season, so I look forward to catching up with you then. In the meantime, take care of yourselves, take care of the people that you can, and stay calm, right? Stay calm and Capricorn on, right? All right, we'll talk soon. You take care.